Welcome to my new video. How do I know when my lawn needs feeding or renovating? Please hit the subscribe button so you are the first to know when I upload a video so I can help you get your lawn into great shape. Good morning everybody, it's Friday the 9th of July. That's actually took me 3 takes, I said June. First time round, this year's going dead quick. Today I'm going to talk about how do I know when my lawn needs feeding or renovating, both really. Here it's going to be both. What are you looking out for? What are the key signs to look out for that make you think the lawn needs feeding? So first of all, we seeded this area, didn't we? Because it was quite dead and damaged with the trees dripping on it in the winter. Bit of a problem which I never quite got to the bottom of, but we seem to have got the better of it. And new seed is hungry, so it's not going to last as long feed wise as some of the more mature grasses which have got a better root system. So if you can see, the sun's shining a little bit and it's just affecting the colour a little bit, but just see that area there, it's just started to go a bit yellow, and that's because it's running out of feed. Now I put that Rigby Taylor stuff on, didn't I, about 6 to 8 weeks ago, and it's still doing a job for us, but in places it's just running out, so it's just lost that luster. It's still green, but it's just not looking as good as it should. Secondly, annual meadowgrass. This is more to do with renovation now. I did see some before. Where is it now? I think I've cut it. Because I've cut it, you can't see it. But this is a sign of running out of food as well, because the annual meadowgrass is running out of food. It's going to go a different colour. It's going to go a bit yellow, and it's going to start getting stressed, and it's going to start putting seed heads out. Like there and there. So we didn't think we had any before, but we have actually got any, and there's a few weeds coming through. So again, this probably would need verticutting, and that's what I'm going to do next week. It's a little bit wet today, just from all the rain we've had, so I'm not going to do anything too vigorous today. I'm going to do it next week, because even though it's a bit of a rain next week, we've got some nice weather as well, so it'll dry out really quick. Now over here you can just see that there's just starting to a bit of yellow to appear. I'm hoping this is lack of feed, and we'll find out when we do it, when we feed it. But I'll tell you what else has really annoyed me this year more than normal is all the bird poo from there. Loads of it, and it's gone now, a lot of it, but last week there was loads of it, absolutely hundreds of little bits. And you know, these are probably what are bringing all these weeds in, because they're eating seeds and that out of fields and things, and they're probably picking up a bit of weed seed and bird feeders and stuff, and this is what they're putting in. These bird feeders, like weed grasses and just things we don't want, so that's why I don't advocate them at all. So next week what we're going to do is we're going to verticut it ever so slightly, nothing aggressive, too aggressive, because we don't need to. We're just trying to get rid of some of this growth here, because it's been very wet, especially this end. That is a sign of water damage really. This has had too much water and not enough sun, so it's beginning to sweat a little bit. So good aeration, nice feed, some Steller and some Galactic, and a granular feed, just because we're due on. This will be back to top dollar in no time. And it's important not to let the feed run out too much, because if you let the lawn go without feeding, when you've seen what actually needs to happen, it's going to be another 2 weeks before you can get any feed to kick in if you put a granular on. So if we do it 2 weeks prior to when we think we're going to need it, as the lawn then runs out, we've got the new granular there to kick in straight away, and then there's no gap in application, because if you kind of mistime that's when you're going to get the red thread kicking in, because it's found that weak spot because the plant's gone without the nitrogen, and that's when the red thread will kick on. And there's a lot of it about at the moment. I've just took some photos and some video footage of a lawn where I've got it, because I've left it purposely to show you, and how I don't believe that nitrogen cures the problem. There's only one solution, and that's a fungicide. And I know it's difficult for you guys because you haven't got this option, but there is still an option at the moment because it's not been took off yet. So I'll show you that in the coming weeks, and we're going to fix that. So for here and for now, that is it. So verticut next week, the feed, the liquids, and then we're going to have one final push for August and September. Then we start getting the worm cast here, which more or less puts us out of business because it is just ridiculous. And hopefully this year, you know, things might be different. Weather conditions can change that. I mean, on the sloping lawn, which I with the Galactic lawn, that was mid-July last year, that just got overrun by worm cast, so I just give up with it, to be honest. But this year, hopefully, with it being a bit drier this year, the worms won't be coming just yet, and we can eke a bit more time out of that. But honestly, they're my nemesis. Annual meadow grass I've learned to live with, but worm casts I'm still struggling with, to be honest. Because there's the purity soil conditioner, but unfortunately it kills the worms, but it doesn't kill the casting ones, I've noticed. So before you go spending 30-40 pound on a bag of that, take my advice and don't bother, because it doesn't work. Despite others maybe having good results with it, but for me, I've put it on 20 lawns, say, and in some of the lawns it actually made the worms worse. So, you know, each to their own conditions and area of the country, but in Bolton, northwest, that purity is a waste of time. So that's it from me for today here. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know, but until then, come on England for Sunday. It's an omen, me doing this, we're going to win. What do you guys think? I'd love to, obviously, I want us to win, but Italy do look very slick, you know, attacking wise they look very, very dangerous, but maybe at the back, you know, they're a bit slow and we can exploit that. But oh god, my heart rate on Wednesday was 160 beats per minute, and I was just sat there. So I'm glad I survived, because I thought, oh god, my heart's gonna pop out my chest here at 90 minutes, because you know what it's like. If you let in a goal at 90th minute, that's it, game's gone, over. So yeah, so come on England, let's do it. And then next week we'll have a celebratory week, and we'll maybe put some England flags in the lawns and mow some in. So until then, my friends, we'll see you soon.